So we have got some problems here that is based on addition, subtraction, multiplication, division of two irrational numbers, of a rational number and an irrational number. But by solving these problems, we want to discuss these three facts. The sum or difference of a rational number and an irrational number is irrational. The product or quotient of a non-zero rational number with an irrational number is irrational. If we add, subtract, multiply or divide two irrationals, the result may be rational or irrational. Okay, so these are the facts. Please walk through these three facts again, and we'll understand these 3 points by solving these problems that we have here. Okay, so here this is square root of 6 plus minus square root of 6. Now this is of the form a plus within the brackets minus a. So this is nothing else but a minus a, that is equal to 0. Therefore the answer of this is actually equal to 0. Now square root of 6 is an irrational number, right? This square root of 6 is an irrational number, and same thing is here. It's also square root of 6, same, so irrational number. It's basically what? Irrational number minus irrational number in this case is actually equal to 0, and 0 is actually a rational number. We can write it in the form of a rational number, like we can write it as 0 divided by 1, we can write it as 0 divided by 100, and so on. So this is a rational number, right? So irrational number minus irrational number is equal to rational number. You have to remember this thing, right? Okay, this is square root of 2 minus square root of 2. It's of the form a minus a, and it has to be equal to it is equal to 0. Therefore this is also equal to 0. Now square root of 2 is an irrational number, and minus square root of 2 is again an irrational number, and irrational number minus irrational number in this case is equal to 0. Both these two numbers are actually the same, that's why you are getting the number 0. The point is that in these two cases we can see that if we are subtracting two irrational numbers, then we are actually getting a rational number, right? This is a rational number. Okay, what about this one? Square root of 3 multiplied by square root of 3. Now square root of 3 multiplied by square root of 3 is actually square root of 3 multiplied by 3. That is, if you solve it, you'll get 3, right? We are ignoring this negative number, we are just taking the positive number, that is plus 3, because square root of 9 is actually what? Plus 9 and minus 9, sorry, plus 3 and minus 3. So we are ignoring the negative number and we are just focusing on positive number. So again, 3 is what? 3 is a rational number, because we can write 3 as 3 divided by 2, 3 divided by 1. It's in the form of a rational number. So again, irrational number multiplied by irrational number is equal to rational number, right? Okay, here this is square root of 17 divided by square root of 17. It's of the form a divided by a, that's equal to 1. So this is actually equal to 1. Now square root of 17 is an irrational number. So in this case, irrational number divided by irrational number is actually equal to 1, that is a rational number, right? Okay, check whether 7 multiplied by square root of 5, 7 divided by square root of 5, under root 2 square root of 2 plus 21 and pi minus 2 are irrational numbers or not. Okay, first let's check this 7 multiplied by under root of 5. Now for our convenience, we have already calculated the values here. Let's take 2.236 for square root of 5. So this is the value of 2.236 of square root of 5 and so on, then multiplied by this is 7. Okay, start multiplying from this 6. Okay, this tells you that this is actually, since square root of 5 is an irrational number, therefore this is non-term, its decimal expansion will be non-terminating, non-recurring. So multiply 6 by 7, you get 2, 4 carry over, 7 times 3 is 21 and 25 and 2, 7 times 2 is 14 plus 2 is 16.1, 7 times 2 is 14 and this is 15. So 15.652 and these numbers will continue. So the point is 7 is a rational number, this is an irrational number. Okay, rational number multiplied by irrational number is actually equal to irrational number. Okay, so from here this is 7 divided by square root of 5. So this is 7 and this is, if we write it in this form, this is 7 under square root of 5, and if we multiply by square root of 5 divided by square root of 5, right, it will make no difference to this number. Why? Because this is actually what? 1. So you'll get back the same number. Okay, 7 divided by square root of 5 multiplied by 1 means that this is actually the same number. So we have to now what it will help us, like this is 7 multiplied by root 5, under root 5 multiplied by under root 5 will be 5. Any number and square root of a multiplied by square root of a is equal to a. Okay, so you have this number now, and from here if you solve this value, 7 multiplied by under root 5, we have this value here, that is 15.652, and it is divided by 5. Now when you divide this number, you'll get 3 point something, right? 3 point, that, like this is 5 times 3 is 15, then again 5 times 3 is 15, and then the value will continue. The point is that 7 is a rational number divided by an irrational number gives you what? Irrational number. Your quotient is an irrational number, like you have seen here. This is the quotient, this is the product of this multiplication. Okay, so now we have square root of 2 plus 21, square root of 2 plus 21. So square root of 2, if you take this value from here, this is, sorry, Control C, Control V. So this is square root of 2 plus 21. Now if you add this, you will get 22.4142 and so on. So the point is, irrational number plus rational number is equal to an irrational number in this case. Okay, now pi minus 2. If we take the value of pi, we have calculated here, that is 3.1415. This is minus 2. This gives you 1.1415 and so on. So irrational number minus rational number is giving you an irrational number. So subtraction of an irrational number with a rational number is an irrational number. Addition of an irrational number with by an rational number is an irrational number, right? Division and same thing, multiplication, again you are getting irrational number. Now here, add 2 square root of 2 plus 5 square root of 3, and you have to add these two together. So basically this is 2 square root of 2 plus 5 square root of 3 plus square root of 2 minus 3 square root of 3. Okay, so if you solve this, you will get these two. If we group them together, like 2 square root of 2 plus square root of 2, then plus 5 square root of 3 minus 3 square root of 3. So from here you get this square root of 2 is common, so square root of 2, then 2 plus 1, then plus this is square root of 3 is common, so this becomes 5 minus 3. Which property have we used here? We have used commutative property of multiplication or addition. In this case, commutative property of multiplication or subtraction. So from here you get 3 multiplied by square root of 2 and 2 square root of 3. Okay, now this is the answer for this one. In this case, we have to multiply 6 square root of 5 by 2 square root of 5. So 6 square root of 5 multiplied by 2 square root of 5. This is basically what? 6 multiplied by square root of 5 multiplied by 2 multiplied by square root of 5. So this gives you 6 multiplied by 2 multiplied by square root of 5 multiplied by square root of 5. From here you get 12 multiplied by, this will be 5. Square root of 5 multiplied by square root of 5 will be 5. This will give you 60. Right? So 60. From here you have to divide 8 square root of 15, that is 8 multiplied by square root of 15 divided by 2 square root of 3. 2 square root of 3. Now this is basically what? It is 8 divided by 2, we can write it like this, and then this is square root of 15 multiplied by, divided by square root of 3. Okay, if we multiply this number by 1, okay, now this is 8 divided by 2 multiplied by square root of 15 divided by square root of 3. Then this 1 can be written as square root of 5 divided by square root of 5. Okay, don't worry, you'll get to know why we did this. So 8 divided by 2 multiplied by, this is square root of 15, right? And this is basically what? Multiplied by square root of 5. If we multiply this together, that is square root of 3 and square root of 5, this will give us square root of 15. Okay, square root of 3 multiplied by square root of 5 is actually square root of 15. From here you get, this will get cancelled, you'll get 1. So this becomes 8 by 2 multiplied by square root of 5. Now we have this value of square root of 5 here, that is 2.236. So put this value here, and from here you get 4. So this is basically 4, and if you solve it you get 4 times 6 is 24, 4 times 3 is 12 and 14, and 1 4 2 8 9 and 4 2 8, 8.944 and so on. This is the value of, if you solve this by putting this value, like in this case, if you want to further calculate it, you can put the value of square root of 2 and you can put the value of square root of 3. and you can finally get a more detailed answer. So here you get 8.944 and so on. Okay, so what's the point? The point is, if you check all the problems that we have solved here, right, in all these examples, and we have discussed them, what you will find is that whenever you the sum or difference of a rational number and an irrational number is irrational, we are not showing this by proving it, but by solving some problems. This is not the proof. This is only we have tried to show you using some examples. So the sum or difference of a rational number and an irrational number is irrational. You have to remember this. The product or quotient of a non-zero rational number with an irrational number is irrational. Okay, if we add, subtract, multiply or divide two irrationals, the result may be rational or irrational, as we have seen here, right? Subtraction gives us rational. These are two irrational numbers, so their subtraction gives us rational. Same thing is here. This is multiplication, you are getting rational. This is division, you are getting rational. But in some of the cases, you can get irrational also. You can go through these problems again, and then you'll get to know that these facts, what we have discussed here, are actually true.